most guys do at setup is they have more weight on their front foot than their back foot with a 7-iron. You're about 50-50. But then you do this little shift where your whole body shifts to the right. You see that move right there?
Well, I'm trying to do a forward press. I need motion to start.
But I want you to press forward, not back.
Okay. Sure.
So watch. Shift forward and then take it away.
Okay.
Don't shift back.
Okay.
All right, now, from there, you've moved up. Your head's moved up and to the right. Now, is that bad? Not necessarily. If you return back to the same position you start, there's no problem with that.
But it'd be better if I was going down, right?
Well, not necessarily down, or I mean, the amount you move up is probably 2 or 3 inches. But like I said, if you stay up, then you're probably going to hit some shots thin. So you could see your head as we go back here. It's up, and then it really kind of stays up a little bit.
Okay.
So what does that mean? That means you're probably your lower body's moving toward the ball a little bit.
Which back in my initial lesson with you was the one thing you wrote. My hips coming in, right? And we were
Right.
that sit squat drill.
Right, and that's okay if you do have a little early extension, because this isn't very bad. If you look at this at impact and we compare it to address, you're pretty good here. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't call this a big problem. There's address, there's impact. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about a very small movement in your head up. We're only talking a very small amount. That's a pretty good impact position.
But that just happened to be a lucky hit. I don't repeat that.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out if it's lucky. Now, as you go back, you're 50-50 on your trail foot in terms of weight distribution heel to toe.
Okay.
This is heel to toe. This is left to right. You got 58% of your weight on your right foot, but it's in the middle of your foot. It should be more into your heel.
Which would potentially keep my head lower, right?
Right.
Okay.
Now, but is that a bad looking position? Not at all. That looks great. And you have enough wrist set there. You're getting the wrist cocked. And then coming through here, your left heel is where most of your weight is, which is good. So you have sort of like a little bit of a what I would call a draw trace. A hook trace is when your weight goes from the middle of your foot into your into your front foot. And you can see in your swing, the weight, your center of pressure goes into the front part of your shoe on the initial phase of the downswing. So you're 90% into that front foot, and then you shift it into the heel, which is good. That's what you want to do. All right. My only criticism would be, could we keep your head from lifting, and how would we do that? We'd get your shoulders to turn on a little more of a tilt.
Got it.
And that's it.
Yeah, which is
I don't think that's that hard to do. All we're talking about is changing the angle that your shoulders rotate on.
so more like not just.
Yeah, look, exactly.
And I feel it goes into this.
Exactly.
Again, and my big thing that's hard for me, it seems to do, is from that point getting it back into this left heel or get this.
Right, and like I said, that's not a deal breaker for me, for you, if you can't get it all the way back there. But it's pretty obvious you're doing pretty good. I would say you're not moving that much forward. I would, I can look from it. We'll look at another swing, but the thing I want you to focus the most on is 100 yards and in. I'm going to do a little skills test. I'm going to give you a practice card and see where your skills are from 100 yards and in. A 6.8 handicap is a guy shooting 80. Average score is 82.
That's right.
And so you're making 8 pars and 10 bogeys. What we got to figure out is we got to really, from there, we got to figure out where your big numbers are. Are they off the tee? Is it two drives around that cost you double bogeys? Are you making double bogeys every round? Are they from penalty shots? Are they from short game? Are they from poor approach shots where you might hit it in a situation where you take 4 to get.
I think it's more tee to green is where I lose it, not the short game. But again, I agree with you.
I would bet, and this is where I'm going to give you the scorecard, and I'm going to send you a PDF of how to use it. Before you come back again, I want you to get one round in. You're going to count the number of shots in 9 holes you get the ball within 100 yards of the green in regulation. And then how many shots it's taken you to get down in regulation. I mean, so the first hole's 400 yards. You have to cover 300 yards in 2 shots. You say, well, that's easy. You got to do it all 9 holes. If you do it 7 holes, then we have to find out in those other 2 holes what's going on. Is it the driver? Is it the approach shot? Yeah. And then number of putts you miss from 4 feet and in. And then are you consistently getting down in 3 or less? Are you taking 4 to get down? Because that's a deal breaker for me too. I don't want any holes where it takes you 4 to get down.
Yeah.